Laura.
And this is Mornings with Riddle. Today we have a special episode because, as you can see, we have Lisa Ryan, our marketing representative, back with us today. And we are going to take a little bit of time to discuss the review process and what a prospective resident can expect from the time they decide that, yes, Riddle Village is where I want to be, to physically moving into our community. So Lisa, first, thank you for joining us today. We always love having you. So why don't we start with, at the time of when you're working with the client and they've toured and they're looking at an apartment style that we have available, if they say to you, Lisa, we definitely want to move forward, what does the review process portion look like?
Sure. So there's two parts of the review process. One is the medical review and one is the financial review. The medical review consists of a form that goes to their primary doctor that asks their medical history, and then they would meet with one of our nurses here to do our wellness exam. As far as the financial goes, we want to make sure that you can comfortably afford the apartment but still live. If you wanted to travel, you know, you have your personal bills and things like that.
Now, just to go back a little bit on the wellness side of things, so I know we get information from their primary care physician. When they meet with the wellness nurse, is that a physical exam or is it different than that?
It's not a physical exam. There's a mini cognitive assessment and a depression screening. So what we're doing is making sure that the resident would be able to take care of all their daily needs in the apartment.
Okay, understood. All right.
So I have a question about, after the review process, after the medical and financial process, what can prospective residents, future residents expect between that and moving into the apartment?
Sure. So after everything's been approved medically and financially, it's time for the resident to sign the contracts. What they do at that time is they bring 10% down at the entrance fee, and we do contracts, and then it takes us about 60 days to get an apartment ready for them.
So that actually brings me into talking to Brooke a little bit, because from the time of when they sign contracts and then they've been approved, we all are players in the process. So everybody in the marketing department, you're going to at some point connect with. So after we know they've been approved, they found the apartment that they like. Some apartments have some things that need to be done, like paint or flooring. Other apartments may need more work, and that's when they would go to Brooke. So Brooke, tell us a little bit about from how the day that they meet with you goes, and then what they can expect as we're doing renovations.
So meeting with me after signing contracts, first we take a look at the apartment and see what exactly stays, what would go, what would need to be replaced, if anything.
Right.
If it's an apartment that maybe has an older kitchen, older bathrooms, we would come back to the design center and take a look at our cabinets, countertops, tile. This is where we keep all of our flooring samples, everything like that. Every apartment, the resident would get to choose a new paint color, so that's always fun at the very end to choose a color to brighten up the apartment. And we go room by room. I know it's a lot of decisions, but we try to break it down a little as much as we can. We go room by room, and then at the very end, the resident gets a copy of their selections. We keep a copy so everyone's on the same page.
Right.
And then going forward from there, I would be kind of the middleman between the contractors and the resident if there was any questions about the apartment.
And then the other key player during this period of time, and she's not with us right now, would be Maria Stafford, who is our move coordinator. So at the time of when they made the selections, we're redoing the apartment, Maria is going to be in contact with our clients coming in to help them get prepared for the move, collect paperwork that's necessary, give recommendations of movers. So then we get to the day or the day before the move, and a lot of our residents take advantage of doing a walkthrough, right?
Yes, a lot of times before someone, or when they're ready to pick up their keys, maybe a few days before, they'll come in and do a walkthrough of the apartment, make sure everything is exactly how they pictured it. We make sure everything's perfect. We bring in professional cleaners at the end of renovations, so we make sure it's all good for them, and then they can pick up their keys.
So while it sounds like a somewhat lengthy process, really from the time of somebody signing the contracts to moving in can be done in 60 days or less.
Yes.
And so if someone's out there and they're thinking, I really want to take advantage of the spring market that's coming up, we know that A lot of people don't realize this, but if you talk to a realtor, spring market is the weekend after Super Bowl, so we are very close to that. Yes. So, and the housing market in this area is still very strong. So, if you are considering making a move this year and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to put my house in the spring market, it is not that far away.
No, not at all.
So while there is a process, the one thing that we would love to make sure you understand is that we walk you through each step. So we try to do it step by step and not overwhelm anybody. And our primary focus is making sure you're comfortable every step of the way. Is there anything that we missed here?
One thing that Riddle Village offers is it's called a promissory note. So when you sign the contract and you put 10% down of the entrance fee and the apartment gets ready for you, when you take occupancy of the apartment, you would pay the remaining balance of your entrance fee. But if your house has not sold or settled yet, you can sign a promissory note, and that promissory note gives you 6 months interest free. So you don't have to worry, how you're going to come up with the money.
Yeah, and we found that a lot of people take advantage of it.
Yes.
The biggest reason we see is like they may have a settlement date already,
Right.
but it could be several weeks out, and people are eager to get into the apartment, get things moved and settled before finalizing things at home. So
Right.
it is a nice added benefit for our residents. If anybody has any questions further about our review process, joining us at Riddle Village, please feel free to reach out. There'll be a number right below us here. But otherwise, we look forward to coming to you next week with all things, everything Riddle Village.
We'll see you then. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.